A lot of unknowns here. And as we come through COVID-19, we don't know where the end is, for instance. And a lot of pent up frustration with buying habits, as you've seen in credit card transactions. Installment loans are here at the right time. They've been around for a long time. They certainly preceded credit cards in the consumer finance role, going back to the early 1900s. Uh, but cards became a convenient way to shop, and they had a standing line of credit, which is important for households to run. But in 2016, the winds changed on installment loans, where it was dominated by banks up until 2016. And then the number changed with fintechs emerging, and you had plenty of fine companies doing installment lending there. So it's positioned well for where we are in the economy. People are worried about their credit lines. People have been more conservative about using them. But these installment loans, the buy now, pay later models, if you will, have a way to really grasp into the cost of buying with many consumers. So you might know I can get that new Apple Watch for $24 a month and extend it. And Apple even is doing an interest-free deal on it now. I personally bought one myself. But that model fits in well when you're doing household budgets. One of the downsides of it is instead of a revolving debt like you'd find on a credit card, where you stack all the charges into one and make one payment that's amortized over 36 months or so. Here you have installments that typically shoot for about 4 to 6 months in repayment. So the downside is if a household's doing it to finance the holiday gifts for 3 kids, they might end up with 8 or 12 of these loans, which is a different proposition than you have in a credit card. At the same token, the customer is able to really grasp the concept that they can get an easy purchase on a big item for a child or a family member. And that's one of the real positives here. Another thing to keep in mind is that a lot of consumers have experienced compression with their credit lines. And that's a very normal play for credit card businesses to tighten up things. And we've seen it not only in the purchase habits going down, but also in reducing some of the risk that's out there. And that's a responsibility for a bank to do. So these installment loans can be used as a cushion. If you're out there to buy the latest Xbox or whatever the household gift is for your children, having that ability to do the financing outside of the card is also a very positive issue.